What's happening, everyone? And welcome back to another EP of the NFT Show. And yeah, almost the new year, 2023 coming up.
It is last one for the year, mate.
Fuck me, it's been... Fuck, that years flew by, to be fair.
It has. I was thinking about this before I came over here today. I was like, yes, Christmas is over. I'm off my break that I've given myself to relax.
Yeah.
And it's like, right, that's it. No, none of this, oh, I'll just wait to the new year. No, why wait to the new year? That's
Get
7
stuck
extra
in.
days you can get at it.
I've been telling you this for a month, mate.
I know, but as I told you, I was in a self-imposed hiatus trying to relax the brain so the next year can be even better than this year.
That's it, mate. I've been flat to the mat, mate. I feel like I'm learning uncontrollably. It's just fucking pouring into me.
That sounds so sexual the way you describe that. Like, oh, it's uncontrollably pouring into me. The fuck are you doing out here when I'm not about?
Mandingo. Well, did you have a good Christmas, Ian?
I did, mate.
Oh, that's good.
Christmas was fun. It was a nice little time. Not a lot of drink, but enough.
I did on Christmas night. I had, I'll have one glass of wine. I ended up had basically 2 bottles. It was fucking blocked.
But that's it. You don't drink, so why not have a wee?
Hell, it was blocked. And don't get me wrong, like, it wasn't too bad yesterday, but it wasn't the way I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Again, I regretted it when I woke up. I was like, why do you feel like this?
I see. We went to my dad's house the day before Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And I drank near a litre of Southern Comfort. Didn't mean to. Just by the time I got home, I was like, shit, I drank that whole bottle.
Oh, fuck.
So Christmas Eve was not nice. I woke up thinking, yes, I feel great, but I still had to go and get wrapping paper for this big fucking surprise I was doing for Nicole. And I took off down to Conswater, and with each footstep as I got, I felt worse and worse and worse.
There's nothing worse than that, mate.
Standing in queues, sweating it out, being like, oh my God, I actually fucking hate myself. I made poor decisions this year. What about the kids? How you have a good Christmas?
Oh, mate, fucking brilliant. They loved every minute of it. They're spoiled wee brats, like.
But that's it. Christmas, as we've said before on this, it's about the kids. As long as the kids are happy and running about and loving life.
There wasn't one bit of tears all day, mate. Everyone was just, like, it was a great day. Like, normally, because they're up early, see when you get to, like, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, they're getting tired now, but they were great all day. She got a new bike, and Jack's got a bike, and Jack's got a electric scooter.
Yeah.
Aisha already had one.
Oh, I seen the scooter when I was coming in there. I meant to ask you.
Aisha had one. She got one for her birthday, I think, last year.
Yeah.
But then Jack's like, I want one. So he was out in it, and she went out in her new bike, but the brakes compared to her old bike were dead tight.
Right,
and
okay.
She flew down that street and hit the front brake and came clean over the handlebars, mate.
Oh, shit.
Fuck's sake. When I heard this, like, all I heard was, and I was looking at Jack's on the electric scooter, and then I heard her scream, and you just sort of seen the thing go up and the bike tip around. I was like, fuck, this is going to be a disaster. She had a wee cut in her hand, and the leggings she was wearing were ripped right up the knee. But fuck, she came up the house, and she was like, no, I want to go back out on the bike again, the way she went.
But that's your Asha, like, she is indestructible.
Jax would still be walking about limping like me. I mean, I done my fucking ligaments in my foot about 4 weeks ago or something in the ice. Ice sled, mate. Well, it was fucking stayed on my foot. And fuck's sake, mate, I'm still struggling, like.
You kept that one quiet.
Oh, mate, I was walking in the garden and fucking hit the sled on the ice.
Aye. Oh, Jesus.
I was fucking aching, mate.
You still want to see that, guys?
Just bruised. I was bruised well, but I mean, you got no sympathy in this house.
No.
Because obviously, pulling your ligaments is just a sprained ankle.
Yeah.
There's no, I mean, that's all it is, but it's fucking aching, like.
We got Ruby a bike for Christmas this year, like a proper big girl bike with stabilizers and all. So we were like, right, we'll go out, we'll take you out, we'll take the dog out for a walk. But see, because she's so light, there was a part on you've seen my streets, you know, the way the footpath's a bit bobbly.
Yeah.
There was a bit where the concrete does like a U shape, and the stabilizers were on the path, but the wheel was in the U, and she was pedaling like fuck, and the wheel was just spinning and spinning. Like, why am I not moving? What's going on? We were like, is this bike broke? What the fuck's going on? And then you're like, all right, shit, you've actually got no traction here in the ground. But we thought you'd be fucking like very cautious about it. Nah, take off, man.
Just way.
We were watching her, and then she started like going towards like this grassy verge, like, oh shit, she's gonna cross, and then she pulled away and she went, she's just chasing the pigeons. You're a wee dick.
Oh, that's it. Learning to do the brake seems to be the hardest part for them.
I will say, I told her to not touch the right hand brake because you would flip over the front.
That's it.
You know, maybe some parental advice you could take.
Well, no, Aisha's been driving a bike for years.
Oh, has she?
This is just the big bike.
Oh,
do
right.
You know what I mean? But so with her older bike, you could pull both brakes in, but these ones are too tight.
Yes. So I get what you mean when you were saying they're too tight. Right,
they're way too tight. But I know she's been driving for a couple of years now. She's been on the old bike. I think she started driving a bike before Jack started driving a bike, if I'm being honest, mate.
Is that how you refer to using a bike, driving a bike?
Riding a bike, usually,
What happens to you whenever you come on this podcast? You just start saying stuff?
I don't even... I've never even thought about that, to be fair.
Fuck, mate, we were watching the Santa tracker on Christmas Eve, so before bedtime, he was over Russia. And went
You're not getting shot down.
No, it's going the other way. He went and done bedtime, got washed, teeth brushed and all that there. It's like, where's Santa now? I was like, he's over Africa. It's like, Africa? Is that in another dimension? What,
definitely isn't a racist.
No, but she's learning what dimensions are now. Oh no, the woman, an update on your woman that she inadvertently slobbered about that had no idea what she was saying when she started talking about the colours. She's now best friends with this woman. She sees her every morning. They're like, hello, good morning. She does like a wee dance and all. I was like, hiya, good morning, have a nice day. So they've now come full circle. There's no racial hate in Ruby.
That's good. It's just unlike Africa now.
No, it's because she's learning she heard about dimensions in a book that she was reading.
Yeah.
So she's now... I tried to explain dimensions to her in a way that I thought would be sensible. I was like, do you know the way you've got a page in a book? Well, that's a dimension. And if you have multiple pages sitting on top of each other, that's multiple dimensions, and that's what they think it is.
Yeah.
And Nicole was like, the fuck are you telling her that for? I was like, because that's the easiest way I can think of explaining it to a 4-year-old, that's why. So now she's all about dimensions, so she thinks the world, like she thinks that the UK and Belfast is the world, and then another dimension must be another country.
Yes.
She understands there's other countries in the world, but she's trying to piece together, right, what's a dimension and all this shit.
That's it. You learn a new word. You're like, you have to put it in
everything. You have to figure out some context of how this applies to your life. It's like, no, it's not like that.
I know. Well, that's... So what was your point about the Santa tracker? The dimension just?
She thinks Africa's in another dimension.
And I remember telling you last time, like, Wee Jax is fully in on the old fucking Santa thing.
Yeah.
Definitely is. Because see on Christmas Eve...
It's been confirmed then.
See on Christmas Eve, I took them bowling. No, the Heller got.
No, are they off earshot here before?
They're in their Grammys.
Right.
So I took them bowling just so Heller could clean the house and that there and get everything ready without us in it.
Yeah.
And we went bowling on the way back. It was on Cool FM. Oh, Santa is in Australia, like at 4:00 or something. It was like he's in Australia. Santa update, and they both went, Santa's in Australia. Like then. I was like, I know, I said to Jax, I know, like, it takes you 22 hours to get there on a plane. And then the next time we get in the car, it was like 5:00. I was like, he was in fucking, like, Eastern Europe or somewhere saying, and I was like, fuck, that's like 4 hours away. And he was like, madness. So we get in the house, and the first thing he said to me was, Santa's in Eastern Europe. I was like, he still does. He's not pulling my leg here. Like,
was Asha about though? He could just be being the best big brother ever.
Well, as I said, you'll never know, really.
No, but you know what it was like whenever you're coming to the last few years. You still hang on to it because you're like,
you're not 100% sure.
I don't want to not believe just in case.
See, I don't even remember.
It's like God, really.
I don't even remember how I found out or when or what. If I'm really being honest, I'm trying to think back. I remember like one day it was like, I didn't know or I didn't believe anymore, sorry. So I don't know whether he's being nice or whether he's in that stage where he's heard people say it, but then he's going,
you're full of shit.
Or he's going, he's like in the middle ground, or he's like, it could be, but he's not sure yet.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Who knows? But as I said to you last week, he has to be told after this one. Like,
I remember I found out that Santa wasn't real the same time that my man and dad got divorced on holiday. That was fucking an awesome Christmas. You see that generally spawned why I hated Christmas for so long until the child came along.
Fucking right, it sounds like
we were in Florida, and their marriage fell apart over 2 weeks. Obviously, it was falling apart probably before that.
Aye, but
this unloaded between me and my sister, and also obviously given the fact that we were in Florida and that you weren't in your house, Santa wasn't coming, so it's like, come on, put 2 and 2 together here. So you kind of made 4, and that was a fantastic Christmas. It was.
Fucking hell.
And that's why people always used to be like, oh, if I could be happy at Christmas. Like, no, if I want to be fucking miserable at Christmas, I will be miserable at Christmas. But I'm not going to piss on your parade until you piss on my parade first. Okay, fucking jingle balls. Fuck off.
And then now you're like, fuck, where's my jingle balls?
No, I've always said whenever I had a child, I think the magic of Christmas would come back to me, because that's what it's about. It's about Christmas it's about Christmas and family and all that there. So
that's it.
Sort all that. There's no bad memories. It's all good memories now, and that's why.
And it only gets better, mate. That's the thing. Like I know the older they get, you've got from what, maybe 3, 4, till let's say 9, 10.
Aye, because she understood last year that Santa came, and that there was you get presents, but she didn't understand who Santa was or what was going on. It was just, I'm getting a load of toys, happy days. But now she's understood the whole festive build up to it, and that's why it was a lot more magical this year.
It's great. So like as I say, Jax is on his way out of that one, but then he still has from 10 till like 15 where you can get him fucking surprises and he'll be buzzing. Though he still knows he's going to get good shit. Yeah. And then
but the good shit gets more expensive now as you get older. You get less and less because it gets dearer and dearer.
We were looking at the stuff because like we were going, fuck, it doesn't look an over amount. And she was saying to me, and I was like, how long here a wee second? And then you start counting up, and you're like, Heller fucking ways up.
Because Heller starts doing the shopping in like August. But then if you get one, you can't get the other, so you have to be equal.
She does do that, So she goes out and she goes, he has 12. That's what I'm saying, mate. I just turn. That's the best Christmas present Heather gives me. I just turn up on Christmas Day and enjoy myself.
It's like DJing. I just show up, do the whole dad thing, and then fuck off again.
Heather has everything done. She sorts everything out and just fucking. I just turn up, man.
Yeah,
it's fucking great. She's fucking great at it, like.
But that's what mums do best.
They do, mate. She does a fucking super job.
And that's what the girls allow us to do. They do all this wonderful family stuff. They give us time to do all this wonderful music stuff for all you lovely people out there.
That's it.
So you, Heather, and the Cola Great Gratitude.
We'll stick up a link and you can send them Amazon wish list. Fuck's sake.
Do you know what I was watching over the Christmas period?
Home Alone.
Fuck off. Just for
pull that photo up. For anyone that was listening last week, Dave was giving off about how he looks. He thinks he looks like...
No, let me tell the story, because it's my fucking childhood drama here. Why are you bringing up a lot of regrets and memories here for me right now?
I want to see how long it takes you to break.
So, I'll never break, mate. I'm a resilient fuck now. So, basically, my whole childhood, I was told that I looked like Macaulay Culkin for Home Alone. And
Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin, whatever the fuck he's called.
Grammar police.
I got mocked by family and everything for it, so I hate this film. And even now Nicole and the child make fun of me for it because like, oh, you look like him, you very one. And I don't look at my phone over Christmas. I keep it away. Went and checked all the notifications the next day, and some dick had done me dirty and put up this picture.
And see if you see at the side there, it has 2 meanings. Jason P, who runs Logic. For your missus was meant to come to Wales a couple of times, remember?
Yeah.
And she couldn't make it. There was obviously personal reasons and all involved, like genuine reasons. And Jason used to rake Dave about saying, you have a fake family or something. He thought it meant that, and it had 2 different meanings. He was like, I knew he was that. He thought I put that up, going that you're sitting home alone at Christmas.
No. That was for a long period of time, but yeah. So you're a dickhead for that.
Mate, remember? I can't even say. Remember the one I put in with a different face on beside me, DJ?
Yes. Oh, that was so good. That was really good. It was highly inappropriate.
Oh, it was funny, like
it was one of those one spit your tea out kind of thing. But Jesus fuck, I did not expect it.
Well, but I see as well with that photo, what I noticed was, see, all like normal fans and all, didn't really, nobody got, even I didn't get, mate, until you mentioned it last week, it never even popped in them, like I never noticed.
But you've never really seen baby photos of me.
I've never seen you as Baby Dave. But
Baby Dave? That's my weekend name.
But it was all the people who knew you from then were like amazing.
Yep.
Fucking great.
It's inside jokes and all that. But yes, I was watching this documentary. It's on YouTube actually. It's free. I would highly recommend everyone to check it out. It's about the Super Bowl halftime show that they've done this year with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Kendrick and Mary J. Blige, Eminem and all them guys.
Yeah.
But it's an hour and a half long, and it's an interview with all the actual backstage people, so the people who actually had to put the show on, and the people who choreographed the show, the people who did the lights and the pyrotechnics and all that there. You're like, holy good fuck, see the amount of effort, first of all, that went into doing that. I think they said just to get the set on stage, it required near 400 people. Right?
But
they had to do something that they started, and it took them an hour and a half, and they had 7 minutes to get it done. Because they had to wheel all these things out on the stage,
I remember
connect all the electrics up, then roll out all these rows to make it look like Compton round it. Then all the dancers had to get into their positions, also running lights and shit.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was done over 14 days. Like, they knew the show was happening, and over 14 days, they drafted it. Like, the guy made the playlist for all the songs and how they would run. Like, he got the draft 26 before it was signed off, and then 2 days before they were meant to go live, Dre was like, see, instead of me playing this on the piano, I want to play this song instead. And the guy's like,
get the fuck.
Okay, sweet, you're Dre, this is your vision. And he then had to go and do all this shit, but they said 150 million people watched that show live, which was the equivalent.
I was one of them.
What was it? The equivalent of selling out Madison Square Gardens 500 times in one go.
I watched it, mate, live. I watch the Super Bowl every year.
I didn't watch it live, but the show was class. It was class to reminisce about the days of.
But 150 million is nothing. There was fucking 4 billion watched the World Cup, like.
I know, but no, that was 150. There was more people watched the halftime show than watched the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like 150 million people.
Are you on about like on YouTube after the?
No, to watch that. Them put that show on live, 150 million people tuned in, but I think it was 100 million watched the Super Bowl.
Right.
So they got an extra fit. But
do you know they don't get paid for that either? Dr. Dre and all don't get. See, anyone who does the Super Bowl halftime show, they get zero.
You wouldn't need to get paid for that.
Nah, fuck. Especially 150 million eyes on you.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You're like, the World Cup, 4 billion people, but that's football. Football's always watched. Imagine in your music career saying 150 million people watched me sing.
Fuck, I love it when we get 150 people.
But that's it, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking scary.
It is, mate. 150 eyes on you is fucking 150 million eyes on you is incredible. Like.
Dr. Dre has been involved.
And then not only
so
that,
much.
that you're saying that's live, mate. See now the amount of people that would have watched it on YouTube and all, like, because I must have watched it 10 times after it happened.
The won 4 Emmys and all for it.
Did they?
I didn't know this because it was the best variety show performance and all these other things, best choreographed dance performance and all this. Like it just won so much shit.
In fairness, though, there wasn't much happened that year because of COVID.
Well,
they went to Florida. Florida and Texas were like the only 2 states that didn't open up and didn't close.
Aye.
They never closed at all, and yet they still had about the same numbers as the rest of the country. And see, especially with Florida, that's where people go to retire. You would think fucking the numbers would go through the roof there. I suppose we may not talk about COVID in case we get demonetized.
I was going to say you're just boring now. COVID's so 2 years ago. They were saying the funny thing I found about it. Another way we always get pissed off, like Human, for example, rinsing that tune for 4 years or whatever after spending nearly a year making it back in the day, right? A part of that documentary that turned around is like just before Dre walked out on stage to start the show, Snoop Dogg turned around and goes, "Hey, no, like still DRE, da 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 da." He goes, "Is it laddie daddy da or daddy daddy da?" And Dre just looked at him and walked off. You're like, how like that song's what, at least 20 years old, and
like
even Snoop
it was
Dogg's
on
like
the Chronic 2001, man.
like how many fucking times has Snoop Dogg done the la-di-da-di-da?
I'm wrong.
And it's like, is it la-di-da?
I thought it was na-na-na-na-na.
Did you?
It was. Is it not na-na-na-na-na?
You're open
It's
about
the
your
motherfucking D-O-double-G. Na-na-na-na-na.
da-da-da-di-da-di-da. No, we can't, because I keep getting copyright warnings for bringing up music songs. We got a hit for the Michael Jackson one the other week. They were like, it's okay because you didn't play the full song, but naughty.
I just do it lowly and we'll talk over it, because I'm positive it's na-na-na-na-na.
We don't need to. We'll just look
Google
up the lyrics.
It's great.
There's another thing I was going to show you. Have you ever seen the Canadian hair freezing contest they do every year?
No.
This is funny.
Did you see the fucking? Did you see Canada and New York and all?
Aye, with the
mate, it's this high, mate.
Aye, the snow and the ice and all.
Fuck.
Thank fuck we don't
dreaming
get that.
of a white Christmas, my bollocks.
D-R-E, the lyrics. Oh right, they don't even give you the lolly-daddy-das. It's just like fucking.
It's not. It's the next episode. Na. Next
is it?
Still Dre's different one.
Oh, that's Eminem, isn't it?
Da.
Oh.
There you go.
So Snoop was wrong as well. Oh, why, yes. So the Canadian hair freezing. Canadian hair freezing.
So it wasn't. We were both wrong. It was da. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G Snoop Dogg.
So where do you see this shit, right?
I've seen pictures of this, but I didn't never.
Right. Where do you see Flickr over there?
Never researched it.
So pretty much what the purpose of this is, whenever it gets that cold in Canada on Christmas Day, people go and sit and get their hair wet. As far as I'm aware, in this hot spring. And then you have to, because it gets so cold so quick, your hair starts freezing.
Yeah.
Automatically. So you dip your hair in and then come out, and you have to make the funniest
looking
hair.
That one's pretty cool. Like, I could imagine that being a crown.
Yeah.
Couldn't you, like?
It's like something from Game of Thrones or something. Like, what's that? It's like she sort of wrapped a bath towel around her head in a weird way.
It's a dickhead.
Your man didn't even do anything. She's like, look at my beard and my
balls.
eyes.
That's why.
There's wee mangled bits of fucking like minky chest hair at the top here. It's just all frozen. But that would be fucking nuts. I've always said I would love to do the... flick the button. I would love to do the Iceland hot springs.
I would
where you
too.
sit in the hot springs and just fucking look out over the thing. That would be fucking like the natural hot springs.
Yep.
That'd be class.
It would be made. It's I seen people doing it over here. But obviously they're not natural hot springs, but they're going out in the fucking freezing cold and bouncing in the.
Oh, yes, I've seen that there. They go into the freezing cold water, and then it's called the Polar Bear Club that do it.
I think that's it.
That's what it is. It's like the Christmas Day thing. You run in and go and get fucking frozen in the water, and then go for a swim.
It's meant to be good for you. The same with getting in the sauna. That them heat shock proteins meant to be.
Really it is.
Good for you, like.
But I wouldn't recommend it. I sat. I don't know if I've talked about this. In a -3 degree lake at the bottom of some Scotland. I think is Ben Nevis in Scotland.
I don't know, man. I'm not.
Some big mountain in Scotland. I went there for a school excursion. And the one of the teachers that was there was this big massive glacier lake, so it had all melted and was coming down, and he was doing daft things like, right, you get a run up of this long, and whoever can jump across this in 3 steps, because it was a big fucking wide river, like it was bigger than this room. It's like, if you can get 3 steps across, because we're shallow enough, I'll give you a tenner or whatever, like just having a bit of bounce and all this here. So we all had a laugh. I did it, of course, because I'm a fucking competitive wee shit. So then we got further down the river, and there was like a deeper bit. It's like, I'll give someone a tenner if they get into that for like 2 minutes, up to their shoulders. Tenner, no fucking sweat, mate. That's my weekend sorted.
2 minutes is a long time, like.
Oh, mate, it was a very long time.
Because when you're doing the ice baths and all, like, you're meant to do it a minute. Cryo third chamber.
I was in fucking agony. See, after the first minute and a half, I would like to say you settle, but I don't think you settle. I think you've just frozen that much that you're not
numb.
really phasing anything. They're all sitting making fun of me, going, "Oh, if you see a bollock floating down the river, don't be worried. It's just his." Oh my god, I'm gonna die here, all for the fucking name of a tenner. But then it got to the
tenner
point.
back end, what?
I know, but like the way I seen it was, I'm in now. Like if I get out now, I've just done this for no reason.
He probably still give you it. Like.
No, do you know what happened? Some other guy get in to do it, get up to his knees and went, "Oh, that's too fucking cold," and ran out. So the teacher was like, "Oh, well, at least you tried it after I did it," and he ripped the tenner in half and gave us half each. Mate, fucking raging. So I argued like, "Fucking, I got the other half off your man." I was like, "You did nothing. Look how red my fucking skin is. Give me the other half of that tenner."
I'd have beat the fuck out of that teacher, mate. I'd have went Becky's and being serious.
Move.
I'd have killed the cunt.
See, ever since then, though, I never really had a problem with the cold. I see people stand like, "Oh, I'm fucking freezing." It's like, nah. I don't know whether I like did myself some sort of long-term damage. It's like the weirdest superpower ever. Oh, he sat in an ice lake for too long and became tolerable to the cold.
I would rather be too cold than too warm, like. Because you can warm yourself up. You can't.
Well, you can't cool yourself down. But I get what you mean. It's easier to warm yourself up when you're cold than it is.
Like, see, some nights whenever I come home and them's have got that fucking heating blasting in there, and you're coming in there cold for the first 10 seconds. You're like, and then after that, the sweat's beating out of you. Or seeing you're trying to sleep, and it's roasting. Even like just in the summer, like you can't cool down. Whereas at least if it's cold, you can fucking. Blankets and all, you know what I mean? I'd prefer to be colder than warmer. Like.
Random science fact for you, right? This is like fucking stand up for your rights for women kind of shit here, right? Do you know the way they have the normal what indoor temperature should be and all that there?
I seen that.
That was set back whenever it was males saying right, it's based on our body temperature, but scientifically women are 2 degrees colder than men at all times. So that's why whenever we're sweet, the girls are always like, "Hey, wee bit cold. I put the heat on."
The aircon sexist.
Yeah, but that's it's mad. Do you know what I find out as well?
Bring a coat with you fucking silly bitch.
I can't remember. Was it? I was listening to some podcast anyway, and there was a scientist. It might be Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he was saying that with whatever way reindeers work. Their antlers fall. If they're male, their antlers fall out in January for mating season. But
after mating season because they use their antlers to fight.
So whatever way it was, sorry, it's females lose them in January and males lose them like before Christmas. So all the reindeers are all girls.
I've seen that.
Oh shit! Wait till some feminist gets their hands on that shit.
Because the songs used to call him names, but he's actually a female because if it was a male in that time of the year, it wouldn't have antlers. Yeah, man, it's mad that them antlers grow back in like a couple of days, weeks, or whatever, so quickly. But it's crazy that boom. And
how big they grow depending on what age they are. No,
they're made the same material as our fingernails.
Yeah.
Fucking mad.
I would say, to be fair though, if you were going to fight a fucking antler creature, you're not going to be like, fingernail claws, I've got you now, fuck.
See if you like the people that hunt and they kill them and all, and they keep them, they get them, take all the meat out of them, but then get them stuffed. See, you get more money for ones that the antlers are not symmetrical than you do for the. So see what they do. See if they kill one that has symmetrical antlers, to chop a bit off, and you get like an extra 50 grand more for it.
Because it's asymmetric.
It's asymmetric. They would rather. Apparently, it's worth more when they're not the same.
Why? That doesn't really make much sense.
Looking at it, you would rather. I think it's more natural for them to be not asymmetrical.
But again, then would you not know? Like if you it's not that I'm an expert on antler observations, but like if I looked at a pair of antlers, and one had been cut to make it look asymmetric and the other one was natural, you would imagine you would see the cut mark. What are they doing? I don't know. Then getting like a bit of sandpaper, rounding it off at the edge, They'll
probably just blunt it off with something. Do you know what I mean? Like a way, oh shit, it hit a tree.
That's where the first bullet went.
Stupid cunt. But I know it's crazy how quick them fucking things grow, like, and then they fucking go to war with them. They literally go to war, like, they kill each other with them to do some bucking.
Yeah.
Do you ever see the moose videos?
Aye.
Mate, moose, like, they're fucking this up the ad fucking...
Moose are mad, like.
They're just in the middle of a street in Canada and they run down the street just ramming the life out of each other, wrecking cars and all, mate.
See, speaking of animals that are large, right? I took the child out for a walk last night to walk the dog. And we just walked round the local park. And there was this fella had 2 Irish wolfhounds, right?
I've seen them,
but these weren't just normal Irish wolfhounds, mate. These were definitely bred with something that made them look even like they were tanked Irish wolfhounds,
right.
but they were bigger than a normal wolfhound. For anybody who doesn't know what an Irish wolfhound is,
pull a picture of it up there, mate. They're fucking huge. Like.
It's a fucking massive dog.
They're up to like could be up to my shoulder in some cases, like. Like there's one with your
There's one with a girl. Like the
look
dog
at
is
that man there. Get that one pulled up.
Aye, that was something similar to the 2. They were maybe a bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
But that was what we were seeing last night.
Look at that one there, mate. Fucking size of the head. I suppose that's
She's,
probably like that's like a fish
well,
thing.
Make it bigger. Yeah.
Like a big fish there,
But
but they are incredible, mate. Like, see when you see one and you have like even though you don't see them, I know we live in fucking Ireland, but
no, they're a rare dog to see.
You don't see them regularly at all.
But we were walking just along the path, right? Now, Ruby's normally relatively observational, right? But we were playing this game because the moon looked like the Cheshire Cat smile. So we're pretending we're Wonderland and he was the fucking Cheshire Cat, all right? And I was like, Ruby, look at the size of them dogs. It's like, where? It's like right in front of us. She looked up, left, right, behind her, down, behind her again, up. I was like, in front of you. I am looking in front of me, and continued this thing. So I grabbed her head and showed her. But by the time I got her to look, they were right there. She's like, what are those things? Like, I told you they're big fucking dogs. But she was fucking freaked out by it. I was like, how
she could ride them like a horse, like.
I thought that whenever they were walking past, I was like,
you could put a saddle on it and away you go.
Oh, wait, yeah. You take the dog for a walk, Daddy. Too tired. I remember when I was actually a child, I never say this. Actually, I only just remembered this there now. And it was, I must have been maybe about 5 or 6. And I went out round the side of the house to get my football to bring it in for the night. But it was Christmas night, so it was dark.
Yeah.
And as I came round from the side of my house, there was an Irish wolfhound in my front garden. But again, not knowing what this was and never seeing a dog that big, scared the living shit out of me. And I ran into the house crying, well, there's a monster outside. But you know, the worst thing about it was, whenever my man and dad went out, it wasn't there. So whoever's owned it must have just been walking with someone who's fucking plotted in.
It's not like I can just hide either.
Aye, but like it wasn't that long of a street that we lived in, so they could have. By the time I went in and they'd heard me crying, I was like, "There's a monster," and like I dead on and went out. Then it wasn't there. I looked like I'm fit as shit. But once I got older, I was like, "That's what that was. It was a fucking wolfhound." But obviously, some guy's been walking it off the lead. It's come running into the garden whilst I've been round the corner, and I went, scared it, whilst it scared the shit out of me, and off it went. But yeah, they all just thought I was full of shit thinking I'd seen a monster. I was like, no, definitely seen it.
No, you've definitely seen a monster as a child.
Yeah, as a child.
Even as a fucking 10-year-old, you see one of them things, you wouldn't know what to do.
If you didn't know what it was, you would have no fucking clue.
They are insanely big, like. And they just look strong. See, when you're beside them, like they just look.
Oh, well, like if they brush past you, you're getting pushed out of the way.
Madness, like. It's crazy how like all them dog, every dog comes from a fucking wolf, like.
Yeah.
It's insane that a wolf could buck our Millie and get her up a duff, like.
That would be really weird.
Obviously, probably because she's so small, she is no. But like technically, if you can get the wolf's spunk in there, that'll work, like.
Well, good luck to you on that one, mate.
She's fucking senile.
Is that your plan for 2023?
No, mate, she's going senile, mate. She keeps forgetting she gets fed and all, mate. She's starting to fucking piss in the kitchen, which she hasn't done. She's just old as fuck, mate. But she's genuinely, she forgets everything, mate.
I know, but she's been going for a long time, mate.
Around 14.
Oh,
maybe a bit younger, maybe a bit older, I don't know.
But they're part of the family. My sister lost her dog on Christmas Eve.
I've seen that, actually, fuck.
But he was having an awful lot of eye problems and medical problems and stuff for a while, but obviously, especially around Christmas time. Or wasn't Christmas Eve, sorry, it was the day before
I seen her
Eve.
post on Christmas Eve, I think.
Aye. But she's got another dog, Doug, who's now freaking out because he's, like, whenever he came down to our house for the Christmas party with the family, And every time my sister went out of the room, just started completely losing his shit because he's not used to now being alone. He doesn't know where the other dog is. And he's like, I need you. Come here. Why have you left me? Why have you left me?
That's it.
But it's awful that you can't even explain to a dog. You're like, mate, your body's gone. Like, they don't know. They're like, why?
Did it get put down?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
But it's sometimes the best way.
It is.
As unfortunate as it's, you keep the dog alive medically for your benefit because you know selfish. It's going to be harder, whereas the wee creature's in fucking pain. It's like, well,
selfish reasons.
Would you be better off just fucking?
I know.
Saying see you later.
I definitely 100%, mate. I've seen some dogs in some rough states and people who won't.
Is that a pub in rough states?
People who didn't get a put down when they really should have because of selfish reasons, like. But what can you do?
So 2023 then. This last show of the year. What's the game plan?
Get rich as fuck.
Okay.
Nah, we're joking. No, just with a lot. Obviously, with a meeting straight after this. We're going for it now. Hopefully, we can go full time at some point this year. That's the plan.
Yeah, that is the overall goal.
And with everyone who's watching and listening to us and the support you give us, that can only help us. And we've got everything set up to go. There'll be plenty of more guests like a Darrow on this show anyway.
Yeah.
Been speaking to a lot of people. It's all coming together.
The kinks have all been worked out.
Everything's been sorted.
Everything's in place now, just to be signed, sealed, delivered. We got a lovely message over Christmas.
I've seen a couple
to the fan page. I'll not go into too much detail or name them, but yeah, it was pretty much just saying that they'd had a bit of a time in 2022 and that our music, along with other people, had helped them along the way, and that they just wanted to say thank you for not even the sets but the podcast and all that there. And you're like, Jesus, that's lovely. To know that you've had like a positive influence in somebody's life whenever things might not be good, and they've actually taken the time out to say.
And it wasn't just that; it was a fucking long-winded.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not gonna go into the full internet. Fuck away off. But I just think
but it is. That's what it's all about. Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Like we don't have a huge fan base. We have quite a small fan base, but the fan base that we have is pretty loyal to what we do. Yeah. And we do genuinely appreciate it. So make sure you tell all your mates and let's get them on the train.
That's it. That's why we do this, just so we can have a bit of fun.
But we're doing it properly now. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we always, obviously, loads of big announcements coming by the end of January. But we're going to the next level as far as like, we're doing. We're doing what should have been done 5 years ago, like.
But we needed to test the water. Do you know what I mean? If we were both if we were both shit at this, then there was no point in fucking going hammer and tongue at it.
Like everyone, we can't even. We're being very vague here. We can't really say until it's all released. But trust us.
Lots of gigs. The content's going to be a lot more
professional.
Yeah, everything's just going to be a bit more seamless for us and free us up to make a lot more fun music for you guys.
That's it.
No skullduggery. We're just going to be getting extra hands to help us.
That's what it's boiling down to, mate. Like, we can literally just sit and produce and record a podcast.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about anything. We don't have to worry about bookings. We don't have to worry about a thing.
Yeah.
It's just do our thing, and that's what we've needed.
That's what bogs you down. You don't know which time or which one you need to be spending most time on, and you're like,
what type of videos to post and what pictures to fucking take. And
I'm just going to hide from all this and go and make a tune.
Well, no, we'll still have to make the content.
Yeah.
But I'm really this is the most excited I've ever been about Phase 2. Like, I think I said it in the last show.
Going into a new year.
Going into a new year, yeah. And we've given it our best shot over the last fucking 10 years.
I think we've done well. We've learned from previous years. We've always put goals in place, and we've never been unrealistic. It's always been, right, what do we want to achieve in the next 12 months, and what do we want to achieve in the next 5 years? And you keep changing the 12-month one until you get to your 5th year. And every year we've set the goals. Nothing big. It's like, I want to play in this place, done it. Right, yeah. I want to play there, done it. But now we've got to a point where we've learned, right, we're waiting for the new year, and then we're saying, what do we want to do? We've put all our plans in place. Like, we've been putting plans in place for next year since fucking August and September this year.
I know.
That's the key difference, I think, now. The work has already been done for next year, so everything it can be a full 12 calendar month year of doing shit, as opposed to, right, this is what we want to do. Let's get everything put in place for the next 3 or 4 months, and then like you've lost time there already.
That's it. And there's still loads of music that we have produced this year that hasn't been released.
But our goal was to get a tune out every month this year, and we've done it.
Basically,
yeah.
Well, I don't think we released that many actually.
Between releases and free giveaways, mate, we wanted one a month.
Oh, I think we're nowhere near that. Like, I think we maybe done 5 this year, like releases.
I think it's more.
No, there's 3. We'll put 3 out over this week, like the Christmas ones, like.
All right.
But I don't think we've done.
See, I just forget all this shit because I'm sitting there making the tunes and then sending them to you. I'm like, yep, that's another one in the bank. It's like, what number are we on here?
So we released Fix Your Heart, Love the Rave, Ghetto. That's it.
Was Fix Your Heart only this year?
Yeah, February last year we finished it. It was released maybe April.
I thought that was older.
I think we only released 5 tunes, but we produced about 15. Easy, like.
I'm gonna love seeing 10 years when I can look back at all these podcasts and be like, see, you were fucking developing early onset dementia. What's all these fucking lights for, Jason? Am I crossing the road or something?
Do you want me to bring millions? You can sit with you and you can do it together.
my emotional support animal, is that what it'll be?
But no, it's fucking. This was the best year we've ever had. Like, I feel.
Aye.
As in productive.
Being productive.
Maybe not the best as in terms of playing gigs, but that's because we genuinely picked and choose. Like.
Yeah.
But when obviously we were focusing on this year coming, and I hate that we'll fucking hit it this year. But like everything we were planning on, we'd done it this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've done it like the podcast, but we always done it with the plan of like kicking on in the new year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't as if like we're just leaving things till the new year. No, we've just things going on in the background that is going to improve everything phase 2.
Yeah,
and we're working with some amazing people too. That's
what a lot of people forget. The whole of this is just me and you. There's no one in the background. There's no fucking special people. It's just us trying to do everything together. We're going to get the wee violin out. What do you call it? What do you say? Was it? Have you seen that meme? No. The Stan fucking Eminem. There people are going about something and it goes. Oh right, it's funny as fuck. But it is. It's just me and you have done everything, and like there's a load of. I think we're just very overprotective, and now we've just decided, right, we're going to hand our babies to somebody that's going to be able to help us do this better. Yep. And that's it. And means we don't have to worry. Tell us what to do and where to be, and we'll be there. Done, and that's it. And I'd say here's our calendar. Fill that up. It frees up creative space for us to do other shit. That's it. Because you like admin is the fucking worst part about this. Like, what is? Admin. Oh, I thought you meant admin. It is the worst part about it. Like, especially when you don't know anything about marketing. Like. But again, that's another thing that a lot of people don't see. There's to do all of this. It's not just every day making music or doing videos of this. There is a lot of admin that has to go into the background and fucking making sure that you've got stuff done, contacting people, all out there. Like I think that's where we've always fallen down. We focus less on the admin and more on just doing music. But it seems to be an old school way of thought now. Some of the biggest artists on the planet don't make music, but they're great at marketing. And some of the worst artists on the planet, who are the best producers on the planet, aren't that big because they're great at making music and shit at marketing. Yeah. Like, see some of the producers that we know, mate, that are like absolutely out of this world, but don't get the recognition they deserve because they're shit at marketing. Yeah. And I would put us in that shit at marketing category. Oh, 100%. And considering we have done so well with being so shit at the online side of it is insane. Like. Yeah. Could you imagine what we'd do if we actually knew what we were doing? But it's because we network well. Yeah, well, yes, we would do. We'll have picked up some good friends. That's it. That's where our strong point is. If you meet us face to face, it's sweet because we're two nice guys. We're not dickheads and because divas. We're nice guys, we're not like, want to see my dinner? This person's been a cunt to me. Let's have a fucking chat online. Oh, I seen a fucking a really saucy one that somebody put up yesterday. It's like, fuck, that's a very nice thing to put up at Christmas. Right. So I would rather be a 100% absent parent than
I
be
seen that.
a fucking...
Or you would rather the dad be 100% absent than inconsistent?
than an inconsistent parent.
I agree with that. Like,
100%.
Oh.
But their argument was being an inconsistent parent is more mentally damaging to a child than it is if you're just not there. Because if you're just not there, a child can deal with that, move on.
Yep.
But
if you say you're going to be there and then not turn up there,
you're just constantly let down. I was like, fucking hell, you're having a very merry festive period, like, aren't you?
Leave out the fucking
sitting there,
leave out the January.
Two bottles of scotch deep, being like, I miss my kids. I know what I'm gonna fucking do. I'm gonna go on Facebook. But like, it's because that's what, in my opinion, people's mind frames are. People who love social media. Not that they're not nice people, but they've got a lot of fucking shit to say, and I'm just like, nah, I'm far too...
I seen one about social media where some fella, I can't remember where he's from, it was Eastern Europe somewhere, scammed Google and Facebook out of £122 million.
How the fuck did he do that?
He just kept invoicing them for jobs that were never being done, and they paid it. He was just sending invoices through to their financial team for, like, I don't know, fucking some sort of coding. And they were paying him out. He just kept doing it, and they kept paying him.
Fucking hell.
Made 122 million. Nah, it didn't work out well.
He should be the guy that we worship for brass necking. Like, that is the ultimate brass neck. I'm just going to send a fake invoice to Google.
I think he done time or something. Stick one.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to Google that, do you?
Google 122.
Google the guy that frauded Google.
Get his email. 122 million Google, Facebook fraud. Or is it coming up already?
I know, but once I keep typing...
Man pleads guilty to 100 million from Google.
Evaldis Remisaksuska could face 30 years in prison after posing as a Taiwanese hardware firm, Quanta Computer.
Yeah, that's insane, isn't it?
Lithuanian man.
Lithuania.
Facebook into transferring 100 million into accounts that he controlled, pleaded guilty to wire fraud. Yada yada. Get your alarm out. What that's for? To go and wash your balls? That's nuts.
Isn't it? 122 million. Like, you think someone at Facebook...
It's only a 2-year period as well, between 2013 and 2015.
So, it would be millions on the invoices, like. Fucking brass neck or what?
We should fucking do that.
I just
fuck getting sponsorship for the podcast. Just be like, yeah, invoice for a sponsorship.
Just start emailing fucking Murdoch invoices. Planet Love, here's an invoice.
I mean, we're not going to do that, Tommy. Wink, wink.
But no, I mean, like, just start emailing all events for fucking.
See, I always remember reading a story about some fellow that done that apparently. Now, I don't know if this is one of these fucking old wives' tales that somebody's just made up or it actually happened. But apparently it was like a parking attendant for some zoo in America, and he was sitting taking the ticket money for people going in the park at the zoo.
Aye, yes.
And he'd done it for like 10 years or something.
And they never had a
And then just never came back. And the zoo were like, no, we never hired him. And the company were like, well, we never hired him. And he had just been sitting there taking money.
Millions it was too.
For the whole time. But I don't...
He was. I remember hearing that too. There was never a parking attendant employed there at all.
I know, because like, could you imagine going to Belfast and there's some guy going,
aye,
right, Delta Fiver for a ticket, please?
Do you know what I mean? But it was like, see the people that run the zoo and the people that run the car park and all, or whatever way it works, they just thought, oh, they're employing him or they're employing him. Mm-hmm. No one, like, he was new on a first name basis. Yeah. That's insane, like. But again,
brass neck,
you know what I mean?
How do people even sit and come up with these fucking concept or ideas? They're just like,
that's it. It's your internal monologue. Do you know that a third of people don't have an internal monologue?
I found that mad when I found that out.
That's crazy, mate. Like, I talk to myself in my head all day long. Like,
oh, why?
I'm constantly going.
We voice won't fuck up. Like, idea.
He's just going and going. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, I definitely know a couple of cunts that are probably like that. Like,
I just inside your head, just going.
Just answer what you say. Like, there's a few people I know, mate, where I'm looking at them and going, nah, he's not.
The hamster's falling off that wheel.
He's not fucking talking to himself, like. But that's crazy as fuck. How do you what do you do? What happens if you're walking down the street and you see dog shit? Do you not say to yourself,
oh, there's dog shit?
Oh, there's dog shit? Yeah. Or do you just step past it? Because I would go, oh.
Well, that must be it. They just step past it.
I can't fathom what that's like. I can't wrap my head around not talking to myself in my head.
If you didn't have the wee voice.
Aye.
I remember.
Some days I wish I didn't have the wee fucker, like.
I remember, right, and this is one thing you can do if you're having a good time at a party or whatever, right? Trying to see. Now, I think this might make me sound a little bit crazy here, and I do very well to hide my crazy, right?
Yeah, you're fucking crazy as fuck.
So
you're flat 10. You should be in flat 10 some days. I like.
Well, what I'm about to tell you is probably not going to back up my argument to that, right? So you have the little voice going in your head.
Remember, you brought me to Purleysburn to see a church.
An abandoned church. It wasn't like it was trying to get you to repent your fucking sins. It was to go and try and shoot a live set in a fucking abandoned, run-down church, which I thought would look class with hardstyle.
I mean,
we had to climb through a window.
There was another one. It was in the middle of a pandemic. Goes, mate, found a place for an illegal rave. 100%. Unbelievable.
Was this one up a far side?
Shush. And there's me, right, let's go. I'm on board. We've got the speakers, got everything. He goes, mate, it's out of way everywhere. See, as soon as we're driving up, I was going like, there's 400 million pound houses here each side. Drove down a lane about 200 yards, and he was like, right, there was an old abandoned skate park. And in fairness to him, it looked the dog's danglies like it would have been perfect for an illegal rave because it was covered and all. And I was like, fuck, happy days, mate. Now, this is middle of a pandemic. You're not allowed out of your house, bollocks. Within not even 5 minutes.
Oh no, it was like literally seconds.
The police were there.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
What are you doing? And mate, in fairness, the whole way over, he was going, mate, it's so far.
I know, I was so convinced of it. I was like, yes, because I only came from it from the other side of Beaver Forest. So I was like, there's so much room, it's fine. To be fair though, I talked my way out of that quite well. I was like, so what happens if we're doing like a live set here? I have lights and all set up, but it's just us and a camera crew, and the peelers were dead on. Right, as long as you are spot on about it, then that's fine. And they let us on our way, and that was that.
I didn't say fuck all.
The morgue would have been class. That morgue I found, and
couldn't get in there at all. Like there was no contact. That would have been amazing. Like
yeah, if I had to get into the morgue, that would have been fucking nuts.
But even the churches of Purleysburn would have been good. It was just too much to carry the fucking generator and all.
Up through the path, and then getting through the window with a table and all.
You couldn't wheel it either. You had to fucking lift it. Like
I was going to say something to you before you interrupted me. You was saying I took you to a church, and I can't remember.
You were going to say about that you're not. This is probably the crazy.
Yes, right. So. You get the internal monologue going, just chatting to yourself, going, testing 1 2 1 2 in your head, right? But then, right, I'm only joking, right? But as you're chatting to yourself, going, right, okay, this is what I'm doing. Try and get a second wee voice to start like talking over the voice. So whenever you're going, right, this is what I'm doing, but you've also got the second monologue going, oh look what he's doing. He's got 2 voices going here. And then you see if you can get a third one to start fucking giving up, going, oh, well, look at Mr. Fancy Pants trying to have 3 fucking voices talking in his head. And then that's when you know you're starting to go down the fucking, the dark road, man.
That's when you're on your way to Purleysburn Hospital. Yeah,
but see, that was 20 odd years ago I was doing that shit, mate, and I'm still fucking kicking around.
Whenever I used to phone my granddad's house years ago, he used to answer phone, hello, Purleysburn Hospital, Mr. Nut speaking, how may I help you? Or he used to go, hello, Belfast Zoo, Mr. Sealand speaking, how may I help you?
I love a Roselawn crematorium. You kill him, we grill him.
That's a good thing. Wait, did you see that? Have you seen this AI fucking thing? Where it's doing
the
like
chatbot thing?
The chatbot thing. So like say you
I tried to get on it, but let's get too many subscribers now.
And it costs like 3 million a day to run.
Does it?
Because of the bandwidth and whatever it needs.
But realistically, though, whatever that shit's learning, because I've seen in the group chat and all the boys putting in the basket about kicks and stuff, and it comes back and it's like, that AI now knows about fucking hardstyle kicks. Didn't need to know about it, but it now knows about it, and now it'll fucking go. I
seen one where like, if this fella was like, you ever wanted to read a book but you don't have a time, so he typed in the book title and it's like, give me a 20 bullet point summary of what happens in the book, and like 5 minutes later I give him a 20 bullet point summary of what happened in the book, and it was like a Harry Potter book. I've seen the films, it's like pretty fucking accurate. But we see, I'll send you this through. This is what the thing done about humans, so like the evolution.
Oh, why do you always have some wee funky tune playing?
It was an advert.
Oh, I'm sure it was. What are you looking at me to do? Airdrop us?
So it was a excuse me. It was like what will happen till humans. It started from when we were apes, and it tells you where we'll go.
Right. Okay.
Right. Big screen. Watch this, mate. It's pretty freaky too. Like, They're just coming up through the crusading time.
Yeah. No, it's obviously coming into more modern times.
Yeah.
Cyborgs.
Yep. Full
Terminators.
robots. And this is where it predicts we end. Let's see. Just wires, mate. Isn't that scary as
So
fuck?
we just become data.
We just become wires and data.
We become a singular.
Singularity is fucking... That's where we're heading, like. But whenever you think of it, you don't think of it as
wires. But then I suppose
wires
if you
hard drives.
Right. So what we've been taught, I think this will be a good thing to wrap it up on because we've got to go here. You're taught that everything in life comes full circle. It's the circle of life. Everything has a beginning and an end, and it always has to come round, right? So life started as single cell amoebas for whatever way you believe it. But if you believe in we've come from animals, it started as a single cell creature, and that then split, became animates and all that bottom shellfish shit from millions of years ago. Then it's eventually become what we are today. So what would be so, like, looking at it, it's weird. It's like, shit, that's scary. But in a logical standpoint, you're going from a single cell. It's done the whole way round, and now you're just data, like noughts and ones. You're just the singularity. But like,
it's scary, mate.
That's not going to happen for another 1,000, 3,000 years.
But it's whenever you see...
It's the weird
AI,
monster shit though at the end. Like, what's that all about?
The way AI done that is, whenever I thought of singularity, I just sort of thought that everyone was connected, but you were still sort of a human... You know what I mean? Like, whenever I thought of it, it was just like, right, we're all as one now. Like, you don't need to speak to hear what you're saying. Like, I mean, Elon Musk says that'll happen within our lifetime, where you put something in your head and you just sit there, you'll hear everyone's thoughts, no matter what. I get that there. I never pictured us just a hard drive.
No,
but then that's how you travel through the universe, because you've unlimited time and unlimited... It's scary.
Yeah, but then do you know what'll happen? There'll be companies back there being like, if you wish to travel to another dimension, you can just get a dimension package for $16.95.
If you wish to travel to another dimension, you can just go to Africa.
But that's it's mad to think.
Whenever you see it like that, see, because it was AI done it.
Yeah.
You're like, maybe AI knows a wee bit more than us.
There's a thing as well. I seen somebody put in, it's like, what's the human's biggest secret? That they asked AI, and it brought up a picture of a civilization living underwater in a massive grand like canyon and cave, but like it's all lit up and illuminated. I was like, what a random fucking picture for it. Like, it could have been anything to do with, this is out in space, or we have this hidden somewhere. It's like, no, the biggest, whatever the AI thought the biggest human secret on the planet was, that there was some sort of life living under our oceans in some sort of city. It's like, that's a fucking weird one. But again, AI is as smart as what it is. But on that lovely fucking
and see, as well, there's a 55-inch fucking TV in Tesco's are on sale. No, I'm being serious, lads. 50 quid for a 55-inch TV.
50 quid.
50 quid, aye. You can't turn the volume down on it, but we wouldn't turn that down. Peace out.
On that fucking wonderful note, have a happy new year, guys.
I know. Happy new year, and let's go 2023. Not Fazed. Fucking the NFT show. The Not Fazed podcast is back too. And we'll be racking clubs all over Europe. So.
And Maz elsewhere.
And Maz. Get your mad push-up bra.
Have a good one.
Peace.